Hi, welcome to Petradot. And in today's lesson, we'll be learning the enhanced for loop, otherwise known as for each loop. In our previous lesson, we introduced the loop and we discussed the different types of loop, which include the while loop, the do while loop, and the for loop, where we say that the loop is used to iterate over a function, over an action, used to repeat a particular action or a block of code until a certain condition is met. And we say that the while loop and the do while loop is used when the iteration is unknown, whereas the for loop is used when the iteration is known. But then in the for loop, we have two types of for loop. We have the normal traditional loop and the enhanced for loop. So in the last lesson we did, we talked about the for loop, and we said that the for loop is used when the index of the collection we want to iterate on is necessary, when we need the index to be able to get each item of a particular collection. So that is when the for loop is necessary. Now, in this enhanced for loop, which is also known as for each loop, is used when the index is not necessary at all. Let's say you are going to iterate over an array or a collection of items, and you want to probably access each of them, but then the index is not needed probably for you to edit any of these items. Then that is when you use the enhanced for loop, also called the for each loop. All right, to the structure of for each loop looks this way. It's similar to for loop, just that you don't need to define any variable again or a counter. So all you just need to do is you use your for keyword as usual, your open and close bracket. Then inside the bracket, you have the type. You define the type, variable name, the type variable name, colon, then collections. For each item in collections, let's leave it this way, in collections, do what? Perform this action in this block of code. Yes, so what say this is, the statement says for each item in this collection, run this block of code. That is what the structure of a for each loop looks like. So for example, let's bring back the array we used last time, where we defined a collection. We said that we have a collection of books in our shelf. Strange array of books equals to book 1 to book 5, and we don't really need to access we don't need the index. All we just needed is just to print out these arrays to the output, right? So we don't need to edit any of the book at all. We don't have any need for the index, so we are going to be using the for each loop. So we are going to be having our structure as we said in the formula. For then we define the variable string book in the collection books. What should you do? Print out book, right? So with this now, this should be able to print out the books. But then let's explain this. This is a variable here. Remember, this variable type here is defined, is trying to tell us that each item in the array is picking the type of item in the array. For example, had it been this is an integer, we would have been defining this to be an int, right? But because our array is an array of string, right? So that means each of the item is going to be a string. So hence why we are defining our type here to be a string, and we give it a name book. So we are saying for each book in the collection of the books we define in this array, do this for us, print out this, right? So let us run the code and see. All right, so you can see now that we have the books, all the books in our shelf printed on the output. So all right, to recap, the for each loop is used when the index is not necessary to probably edit the items in a collection. And that will be the end of this lesson. If you have any other question or any confusion or further explanation you might need about this for loop, drop it on the comment section. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.